many of you all know in Mustang land, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Week. We've all been affected by this some way, shape, or form. I personally have been affected by it with my sister's passing 5 years ago, so it's a real important cause for me. And the team is stepping up. And one thing we're going to do is we're going to invite a guest, Janet St. James of Channel 8, who does special reporting and is a big contributor of Channel 8 News, to come and talk to the kids about what it means to be a cancer survivor. And she's going to be instrumental in passing out pink shoelaces and pink mouth guards to the team. But before we did that, we wanted to make sure they knew what it meant to participate in something like Breast Cancer Awareness Week. Hello, I'm Kip Ewing with the Grapevine High School Booster Club. This is the Coach Gipson show for week 7. We've just finished our 6th game of the season. We finished that game with a win against Poly of 56-7. Coach, congratulations. And we improve our record to 4-2 going into what I call the crunch time of our schedule. But before we talk about this coming week, let's talk about the game against Poly, Coach. Some good things happened, and we scored multiple ways in that football game, and I think that's something that really shows some real flexibility in this team to get things done.
Yeah, thanks, Kip. I was real proud that some seniors got to make some big plays. I mean, we had Jacoby score from long range, Polo ran back a kickoff, Maddox ran back a punt, Jack Carbonari recovered a fumble, and I know I'm probably forgetting a couple, but a lot of big touchdowns by some seniors, and we knew probably that we should win that game going in, but I was still proud of how we handled it. You know, we went in like we were focused, and we didn't turn the ball over. We didn't have a bunch of penalties that we really committed. I was just want to come out of there healthy and with a win, but I also want to be focused and make sure we were machine-like, and I was proud of how we played.
Yeah, you always go into the games hoping there's no letdown or looking past someone, and I certainly don't think that happened, particularly on both sides of the football. Kicking game was solid as well, so I think that was great. So let's talk about some of the kids that did get to participate. A lot of juniors got to play in the game that may not have played otherwise, and I think that's a great experience for those kids.
No doubt, and once we got into it, then we started. And we started subbing guys that in the kicking game who don't normally catch punts. Guys who don't normally deep snap and short snap. We started subbing guys who don't normally hold, and so we really work games like that with depth for those special situations. And then we also get to play a lot of kids, like you say. We move some kids up, and they got some good playing time because it's just different. Friday night's a little bit different, so I was proud for those guys to have some fun and enjoy themselves.
Yeah, it was a road game and a well-deserved win. We always talk about, what's the future of the Mustangs, and certainly we have two freshman teams and 2 JV teams we'd like to spend a little bit of time on, but before we go to the freshmen, let's talk a little bit about JV, first part of their season, first half of that, where they are and how they've improved and where they go from here.
They're an improving unit, and again, we take kids from them some, and then we put them back down, and so they're those kids. We tell them you have to be flexible. It's our farm system, and so that's our AAA ball club. The freshmen pretty much stay freshmen, but the JV guys, they don't. Some of those kids, it can change from week to week. But I'm proud of them. We coach them hard. They're the guys who. We've got a freshman unit today that we're taking the CCs, the freshman O-line, because we feel like they've done a good job. The JV, just in general, is the group that gets probably the least amount of love. They get less reps at practice, and they're serving the varsity, but they're what all JVs do. They kind of serve their pennants, and then they become varsity the next year. But that doesn't mean it isn't easy, and we don't appreciate them. But we feel like they're playing better every week, and they'll end the season on a strong note. And Dunbar doesn't have a freshman team, so it'll probably be a pretty good JV squad we play this week.
Well, in my situation, my son's playing the same time the freshmen are playing, so I don't actually get to see the freshman team. So we're going to invite Coach Gipson to talk a little bit about the freshman team and where they are, where they're going and what we're going to see from them to the remainder of the season. So let's invite Coach Gipson in, please. So we're very happy to have Coach Gipson here with us today on the Randy Jackson coaching show. Coach, we always think it's very important to understand, where our program is going to go. Your teams, your freshman teams that you're coaching, are the future of the Mustangs, and we want to focus a little bit about, where the freshman team is, what you've seen from them, particularly from the beginning of the season, and where they are now, and where you think they're going to end up, and how they're going to impact this program going forward.
Well, we're real proud of them. They've come a really long way from when they started. They started as a group, a little nervous like most freshmen, unsure of where they're supposed to go, what they're supposed to do. The system we run here is fast-paced. Our practices are faster than most schools around, and they've really caught on to it quick, seen a lot of growth, and they're contributing.
So if you can say a couple of areas that they've vastly improved, I know certainly the defense has stepped up. I think your running game has really been a tremendous success on the team. Anything else you'd like to point out on the freshman side of things?
The offensive line's been great. They've really learned a lot, really improved, especially the last few weeks.
Super. So you've got Dunbar coming up. Actually, they don't have a freshman team yet. I believe you're playing Azle this week. What are you expecting to see out of Azle? Don't know a lot about the program.
They're going to be well coached. They're going to play hard, and they're going to give us a good game. It's going to be a good measure of where we're at.
Super. Well, I wish you the best of luck, Coach, and keep those freshmen positive and moving forward. And they're going to be a great part of our program going forward. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
So we certainly appreciate Coach Gipson taking time to talk about the freshmen, but let's talk about this game Friday night against Dunbar. I think it's a real important game for the program. It's a pivotal game, so we want to get back to controlling our own destiny, obviously. This is the start of that. Dunbar is a tough opponent. They're a good program. What are you going to see from them?
Well, they're just one of those teams that got us last year that we feel like our program has grown and feel like it's one we need to get. And so their quarterback's very, very athletic. He was their guy last year. They don't have a stud running back like they had last year, but they've got good skill kids. They're going to dress out about 30 players. So they're not a big 5A program, but they're scrappy and they play hard and they will not fear us. They will come over here expecting to beat us like they did last year. And it'll be a real challenge for us. Defensively, they're a 3-4 like we are. They have a very good nose guard. It seems like everybody's got one real good D lineman, and they got him number 44. But they have to play some young kids, and we have to find those guys, and we have to attack them. Offensively, they're shotgun and spread, and they run the ball on the perimeter. So there's some matchup problems maybe that we can have. What we've got to do is bend but don't break, don't give up the big play, and offensively we have to make first downs, limit our 3 and outs, and execute.
So from a defensive perspective, is Dunbar going to be more run, pass oriented? What do you think you're going to see from them on their side of the ball?
Yardage-wise this year, they're right at 50-50 really.
Mm-hmm.
When they do run it, they're really not running it with their running back a whole lot. Their quarterback's going to run it. They're going to run jet sweep like we do with Polo. But they've thrown it. I think they're at 1,800 yards this year, and I think almost 1,000 passing and 800 and something rushing, somewhere in there.
So a very balanced program.
They are. They're averaging 32 points a game. They're good. Like I say, they're explosive, and as good as our defense is, I worry. They're not Arlington Heights where they pack it all in, and we can just kind of out TPW them.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be some one-on-one tackles we have to make on the perimeter, and so we hope to get that done.
Well, this is a super important game for the program. The game is Friday night here at Mustang Panther Stadium. Game time is at 7:30. A couple things are happening this week that you probably already know about. The homecoming parade is Thursday. Begins at 6 o'clock. Certainly the football program will be part of that particular parade. We'll have our tailgate Friday night. Before the game, please come to that. It'll be catered by Red Dog Right. Keep in mind, this is homecoming. We expect a good crowd for this game. We certainly expect to perform in this game. And then Saturday, we're doing something special. The band is a real important part of the football program. Without the band, I don't think it would ever be the same. So the football program is going to the band participation in a competition at Standridge Field in Carrollton Saturday afternoon to root the band on. So we're all in. This program is all about the people in it, and we're going to go support the band like they support us. So on behalf of the Booster Club and our sponsor, Kim Assad DFW Realty Associates, we thank you very much for joining us for the Coach Jackson Show.